So you can write the heading. This is only just copy. You have to by heart it. This can come for one word answers and all. Characteristics of dot product. Those who come late also can copy by the time. So first one, scalar product. Scalar product depends on the angle. Depends on the angle between the vectors. So this is the theory. Scalar product depending upon the angles between the vector quantities. Therefore, first one, for theta is equal to 0 degree, A dot B is equal to AB cos 0. That is AB, because we know cos 0 is 1. So cos 0, 1. That's why. Second one, for theta 90 degree, A dot B is equal to AB cos 90. You know cos 90 is 0. So it is going to be 0. Third one, for theta is equal to 180 degree, A dot B is equal to AB cos 180. Cos 180 is minus 1. Therefore, it becomes minus AB. Cos 180 minus 1. Please remember 0, 90, 180. Similarly, 0 of sine, 90 of sine and 180. This comes very, very often in our books. So these values everyone should by heart. Cos 0, 1, cos 90, 0, sine 0, 0, sine 90, 1. Just reverse order. So like that. And today I am sending the short answer with the answers from this chapter after this class in the WhatsApp. Please copy down. Around 12 questions only. So please copy down that. Just like last year how I gave you. Okay. Last chapter. Similarly. Next. Second one, commutative law. That you know, A plus B is equal to B plus. Similarly, dot product also same. Commutative law, that is A dot B is equal to B dot A. It's another characteristics. It obeys commutative law. Okay, can I change children? Oh, some are waiting there.
No, ma'am.
What about others? Those are writing because.
Ma'am, 1 more minute.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to change the slide. Third one, third property, the dot product of a vector, dot product of a vector, dot product of a vector A with itself is the square of their magnitude. Either if a same vector you multiply with the same vector, then its magnitude will be square of that one magnitude. That means A dot A. That is actually both are in the same direction, so it is AA cos 0 parallel. So its magnitude, what is the meaning? It is you will get AA, then it is A square. That is what the meaning of this sentence. So this is I cap, j cap, k cap. That is unit vectors. Suppose I, j, k are the unit vectors along x, y, z directions respectively. Now we are going to learn its product, how it is going to be. So there are around 9 products are there. I dot I, j dot j, k dot k, then I dot j dot k, like that. Okay. So first one, we can have I cap 1. I am just writing everything is together so that, because all these values are same. If you multiply 2 unit vectors, or if you find the dot product of 2 unit vectors, I dot I 1, j dot j 1, k dot k also 1. In the textbook, sum is given, but some of the products are not given. So please copy down. Similarly, I dot k 0, k dot I dot k 0. What is I dot k 0? Next one, sorry. J dot k. J dot k also 0. Then k dot I also 0. Just ikj, like that. I dot k 0, j dot k 0, k dot. But in the exam, it will given as an equation. X square I plus 3x cube j plus 4x square k. Dot product with another vector. So in that case, not only we are
Ma'am, I into j is not there.
I dot k I into j, oh, it is missed. So I dot k j dot k I into j, that I missed out. Okay, now I will write, because it's going to be same again. Now just opposite. I dot k is equal to 0. I dot j is equal to 0. Similarly, j dot k is equal to 0. J dot I is equal to 0. It's going to be everywhere. Okay, alternative. So everything is 0. So write down. What is missing now? I dot k, j dot k, k dot I. Next is j dot I. J dot I is equal to 0. J dot I is equal to 0.
K dot j.
K dot j is equal to 0. I dot k we have written, I dot j is written. The opposite we have written. K dot I also written, K dot j also written, J dot k also written. Anything missed out? All that is there. So total 6. Yeah. So that is about dot product. So if you get, for example, don't write now, problems come later. If example, we have getting like this dot product, x squared I plus 2xj, dot product of x cube I plus 2x square j. So these are the two vectors. Now in this case, when you take dot product, we not only having the production with it, we also have to multiply with the I. So in that cases, we have to follow this. That means I dot I is going to be 1. I dot j going to be 0. So that is the application why we have to study this. So when we do the problem, we will use it. Okay. So that's about the dot product characteristics. Now we have to move on to characteristics of vector product. Same, I cross I, what is going to be? That is what we are going to learn, like that. So it also has a characters. Vector product. So dot product also known as scalar product. Dot products are known scalar product, but cross product is known as vector product. So that is the difference. Dot product known as scalar product, cross product is known as vector product. So we will be writing that way. In this case, the first characteristics same. Vector product depends upon angle theta between two vectors. So in this case, theta is sine theta. So when theta is equal to 0 degree, A cross B, that is cross product, A cross B is equal to, we know AB sine theta, that is AB sine 0. We already know sine 0 is equal to 0. Similarly, when theta 90 degree, A cross B is equal to AB sine 90 degree, that is also going to be AB. When theta is equal to 180 degree, A cross B is equal to AB sine 180. Sine 180 is 0. Cos 180 minus 1, but sine 180 is 0. So this is also going to be 0. Second one, cross product does not obey commutative law. Dot product obey, but this does not obey. Cross product does not obey commutative law. That means A cross B not equal to B cross A. But A cross B can be equal to minus of B cross A. That's why it does not obey. So A cross B is the negative of B cross A. It does not obey the commutative law. Next, same vector, if you have cross product, you will get 0. In dot product, it was A square, but in this case, it is 0. So cross product of a vector itself is 0. That is A cross A, which is equal to, because of theta is sine, theta is 0. That's why A sine is 0.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in this cross product does not obey commutative law.
Yes.
How is the first one different from second?
Which one? Dot product?
No. In cross product, one is not equal to, other one is equal to. What is the difference between them?
Is negative of B cross A. Negative of B cross A. According to commutative law, A cross B is equal to positive B cross A. But here, A cross B not obeying commutative law, but it is obeying negative identity. We call negative identity. That is why if you take out A cross B, when you find a B cross A, suppose you are getting answer 20, then your answer is going to minus 20, not plus 20. That's why. But 20 not equal to minus 20. Clear? So that's why. Okay. Now unit vectors cross product. If I cap, J cap, K cap are unit vectors of same sentence you can write, but only here cross product. Unit vectors in the direction of x, y, z respectively. Can I change the slide, children? Those are writing. Oh, it is going up. Okay, then I will write. Then first we will write I cross I. Already it is written. A cross A 0. So that the same thing happening. So I cross I 0, J cross J 0, K cross K 0. But in dot product, you can have, see, in order to make your confusion to less, have comparative study. Here it is 0. Cross product, it is all K cross K, I cross I is 0. But dot product, it is 1. So that is a different. It is a reverse order. So in dot product, I dot K, I dot J, then K dot I, K dot J. All these things are 0. But in this case, that is going to be 1. But this is 0. So that is a comparative study. If you do, you don't make a confusion between dot product and the cross product. Okay. So next, each one we have to, and in this case, I cross J, it is going to be third one. The first set of one, I cross J is going to be third vector. And you can simultaneously write. And you already know I is equal to K is equal to J. All these are 1. So that's why even you write K, it is 1. It's a unit vector. Now, I cross J K. Next is J cross K is I. So just going on writing in an order. Then you will not make mistake. So that is why we have written in terms of the third vector. Okay, J cross K. Then next one, K cross I is equal to J. That is the second set. Now you have third set. Third set means alternative cross product. That means instead of I cross J, instead of I cross J, if you take another vector, this is J, you will get negative also. Here also negative 1 also can come. So that is the third set. So you can write I cross K, jumbling, is equal to minus J. So it's a jumbling one. J cross I. That is, yes.
Ma'am, can you check the waiting room?
That is 1/5 student.
Ma'am, my brother's name I'm using.
And who is that? Our one of our.
Ma'am, I'm using my brother's ID.
Oh,
No power here.
Okay. I did not notice the pi. Okay. I was thinking some 5th student is entering. Sorry. So J cross I is equal to minus K. Next, K cross J is equal to minus I. So here we have third set from the difference between dot products. If you have this ulta is minus, that's the reason. Whatever is ulta is come here minus. J cross I minus K. J cross K, take K cross J. When you will get minus I. Yeah, that's the difference. So if you observe carefully, we will get a connection between all this. Whatever written, I cross J. Here it becomes J cross I. When you do J cross I, you are getting minus K. That is A plus B is equal to minus B plus A. That's why A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. That's why it is applicable in the unit vector. Okay, children. So that's about characteristics. So this is, you have to by heart. This is used for the problems. So by heart in the means, have a connection between this, all this. So that You will not have a confusion between this. Can I change, children? Where are others? Srihari, are you writing or clicking the photos? All are writing. Krishna Chandran, are you writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Or clicking the photo or simply watching me? Huh? I'll tell you, students, if you write with me, I will be sending the printer note. That is different. But if you write in the class, you are at least learning once. That's the what you call benefit of writing the notes, lecture notes. Okay. So in between, when I give you some notes like this, you may get some points in your mind. You can write, and then you can write in your side of that lecture notes. That will be helpful for you. Okay. Shall we go to the last topic? So we are moving to last topic, projectile motion. So we have already completed velocity. How is the equation of velocity? What is the equation of the acceleration? All that in terms of two-dimensional motion. So projectile motion is just like a cricketer or a bowler. When you bowl the ball, it reaches and falls at a particular height. So that is known as projectile. If you draw a stone, it goes a particular height and fall on the ground itself. So this is a projectile motion. Okay. Or you can say half of the circular motion. So any object which has thrown upwards, it exhibits projectile motion. So we don't call it that. For example, a stone is going, it also falling. It is also projectile motion. It is, if the stone is moving, it is not falling in the same path. It is have a little change and then all it falls. So this is known as projectile motion, and this is a example of a two-dimensional motion. Okay, so write down. A body thrown, definition of projectile motion. A body thrown with some initial velocity. Sorry, a body is thrown with some initial velocity and then allowed to move, and then allowed to move under the influence of, once again, a body thrown with some initial velocity and is allowed to move under the influence of gravity. That means gravitational force. Gravity alone is called projectile motion. So when a cricketer, when he throw the ball, what he's throwing is energy, what he give to the ball. So the kinetic energy or his muscular energy will be transferred into the ball, and with that impact, ball is going a particular height. But after that, it is coming back to the ground only because of the gravitational force. Okay. So as we learned that, you have to keep it in mind, when an object moves a particular height, its velocity going on decreasing and reaches to 0. Then it falls under gravity. So when it falls under gravity, it is in the direction of gravitational force. Therefore, velocity increases and reaches to the ground. So that is projectile motion. So in the straight line motion also, we have learned all the three equations of motion in terms of that. So here, what is the importance of this? We are going to find, in the case of a projectile motion, what is the maximum height, what is the horizontal height, because everywhere velocity we taking into in terms of a vector components. One is y component, one is x component. So it is moving with initial velocity u, and after some time it is going on. At every point, its velocity changes. Velocity changes, and it is resolving into components ux or uy or vx or vy. And you know that when it go to upper region, the maximum height, before it falls, at maximum height, it has only x component because the y component reduces to 0. Because as we go higher, the vertical height or vertical velocity going on decreasing. So it becomes 0. At maximum height, at that point, it only exhibits the x component. Then again, slowly, v by vx is going on increasing and reaches to here. So this is the explanation of the projectile motion. Okay. So now we are moving on to the derivation. So we can say that projectile motion exhibits a parabolic motion. Projectile motion exhibits a parabolic motion. So in 10th standard, you have learned parabola, hyperparabola, you have learned. The law of parabola you have learned. Okay. So if you look at here, this is a parabola. The motion of that ball or a stone is forming a parabola, or so it exhibits a parabolic motion and its trajectory. Trajectory means path. Trajectory or path is a parabola. So projectile motion is known as parabolic motion, and its trajectory. Trajectory means the path of that object is moving. That is a parabola. Okay. So let us have a picture. All of you draw the picture. And here we are going to explain the components, velocity in terms of x component and y components. Okay. You have only x-axis and y-axis. X-axis and y-axis. Make a parabola both, and so this is 0. This is 0. So here let us consider initially it is x component v0 xi, y component v0 yj, that is 0. Draw with me, then you will understand. So v0 is the initial velocity at which this is thrown. Okay. I hope you are drawing it. Then after initial velocity, slowly x components v0 xi and y components vyj, because initial velocity changes into further varying velocity. So we are using vy. We are not using v0 there, vy. And at maximum height, we have x component only is there. X component v0 xi and vy is equal to 0. Just right there. Then again, we are having coming down. So v0 xi and velocity component is downward. Since it is coming down, again it is vyj. So this is the entire picture. about the projectile motion, and on the basis we are going to find out two things. First, we find out time of maximum height. Then up to here, how much time will take? Time of maximum height. Time of maximum height, we can write it as Tm. Time of maximum height. Children, have you completed drawing that? Nevin, are you all writing, drawing it? Manuel, Aryan, Nia, because those who cannot see, Alvin. How many present today? 27. Those are missing the physics class, I don't know. If you go for any other app, okay. Vidur, Steffi, Shivani, Sri Hari. Someone is missing. Where is Anthony? Is there? No picture, nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I didn't see. Okay. Yes. Yes, Nevin. The trajectory is a path. So what trajectory is? Parabola. Aditya, Achyut. Someone is missing here. Where is Rijas is not there. Yes. Rija.
I'm here, ma'am.
You came. Okay. Who was? Lydia. Aryan, Shivani, Anna, Steffi, Naurin, Michael, Nia. Vidur. Okay. You are there. Malavika is there. Punya is there. Punya was there in the Punya is there. Someone. Adim is in the science group. Mohammad Adim is in our group. Aditya, why are not speaking? Adim is in our group or he is in biology or something?
Science group.
Some are missing. Okay, I'll catch later. Okay, shall we start? Okay, so write down maximum height. So we can directly go to the derivation. At maximum height, already it is written Vy is equal to 0. Vy is equal to 0. And what is the value of V0x? We have written Vx is equal to, one is cos theta, another one is sin theta. Okay. So in this case, we are having, according to equation, we have learned the equations. What are the three equations of motion? Last classes we have learned. One equation, where I write. We have learned all these equations, no? Shall I change it? I'll write, then write. We have learned x is equal to x0 plus v0 xt plus half axt square xt square. Then y is equal to y0 plus v0 yt plus half ayt square. Then another equation, the beginning, first equation, we have learned it. That is Vx is equal to V0x axt and Vy is equal to V0y plus ayt. Okay, let these equations will be in the one side because sometimes we have to use. And by using the parallelogram method, if you just go back to your diagram, if you draw parallelogram method, everything it's making an angle theta here. At this point, it is making an angle theta. So by obeying parallelogram of law of vectors, you can see that this side is equal to this and this side is equal to this. So on the basis, we have written, that is in that previous topic, ax is equal to a cos theta, ay is equal to a sin theta. So we are going to use that one. We are not going to derive that. Instead of a, we just substitute v. Vx, Vy, that's it what we are going to do. Okay. So at maximum height, Vy is equal to 0. Therefore, we will get V0x. V0x, we can write it. Or by applying, when object is coming down, we also have to consider acceleration is equal to minus g also. You have to consider acceleration is equal to minus g also.
Ma'am, when it's coming down, it should be plus g.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Now we are taking, wait, vertical height is this much. Correct. So now it is minus g. So we are finding the maximum height up to here. So when you come down only, we take plus g. Okay. So sorry, I forgot that. No, I missed out. Okay. Now you can write below that we have V0 is equal to Vx. We have V0 x is equal to Vx, which is equal to V0 cos theta, and Vy is equal to V0 sin theta. V0 sin theta minus gt. Why it is V0 sin theta minus gt? We have V is equal to u plus at. We have V is equal to u plus at. When object is moving upwards, we have learned in the straight line motion V is equal to u minus at. So the same equation we are going to take into the component. So instead of V, we used Vy. Instead of u, we have used initial V0 sin theta 0, because we consider V0 is the initial velocity. So if you want, you can just write bracket where V0 is the initial velocity. Initial velocity. Okay. So now we already know Vy is equal to 0. So now we are going to use this equation here. So below that, shall I change it? Therefore, we have Vi, once again I'll write it. Those who cannot write, we can write V0 sin theta minus gt. That is 0 is equal to V0 sin theta minus gt. Sorry, minus gt. Then what we have to find out? Time. So just take minus gt this side. So you will get gt is equal to V0 sin theta. Therefore, t is equal to V0 sin theta divided by g. Or Tm is equal to, because we are writing instead of t, we are writing Tm, maximum height. So V0 sin theta by g. So this is time in one direction only, that is going upward. So I'll wind up now because we will complete this derivation. So Tm V0 sin theta, time in one direction. So the same time it takes to come down. Suppose it's a vertical motion. We are not talking about projectile motion. In this case, we go to height upward and coming down. Therefore, maximum time, or in your book, we are using another equation, that is time of flight. Maximum time or time of flight is equal to double no V0 sin okay, they are there. Okay, so V0 sin theta by g again one time, no? So we can write it, maximum will be 2 V0 sin theta by g. So this is maximum time taken for going and coming down. This is for only one way. The time taken at maximum height one way. And this is, if you consider both ways, then this is going to be our equations. So this is known as time of flight. And we also represent time of flight TF. We can also write it is 2TF. Okay. Okay. Okay, children, shall I wind up? Because already 10 passed. Now 2 more derivations, then we will finish it. Okay, children, shall I wind up?